everybody, I'm Kate Kernaghan, Director of In Studio, and today we're going to do a series of stretches to release your hips. So we'll start on our seat with our legs out in front of us. We'll just kind of windshield wiper your knees side to side. We'll do a few movements to begin to move the hips. Get a little bit of blood flow towards your hips before we work towards some deeper stretches. This is good for anybody that's feeling like they sit a lot and they get really tight in their hips, or maybe you run and you get tight in your hips, or you do a lot of ballet and you get tight in your hips. This is for anybody. Good, do a couple more. All right, now bring one leg behind and one leg in front. And that leg that's in front, kind of open up the knee and the foot so your foot lines up with your midline. And place your hand on the top of that side hip crest and let both sits bones relax down as much as possible. This hip might be quite tight and you might be elevated up, but just try to relax it down as much as you can. And then we're gonna move that hip forward and then pull it back. And again, move it forward and pull it back. So this hip is extending here, and then it's going back into flexion. So when your hip is folded, you're in flexion. When your hip is open, you're in extension. 2 more times, open up to that extension, fold back to your hip flexion, open up, and pull back. Now reach that arm up and over, side bend. Just bring this hand and maybe the elbow down, pause for a second, and then we're gonna sweep the arms over the other way. This is the tricky way, especially if you're really tight in those hips, so that's okay if you don't go very far, but pause there, feel it, and then go over to that first side again. Pause, and then go over to that bent leg at the back. One more time, over towards your front leg and over towards your back leg. Good. Slowly bring that back leg forward and we'll just switch sides. So if you're following me, it's your left leg back and your right leg forward. Open up your front leg a little bit. Place your hand on your left hip crest and relax your left sitting bone down as much as you can. And then move it forward to your extension, back to your hip flexion. Forward and back. And keep moving slowly through this. Don't rush it, we want to feel it. Usually when we have an area of our body that's tight or that's uncomfortable, we want to rush any movement that would be opening it, because our body is really resisting the opening, but that's especially the place where you want to slow yourself down and feel it. Of course, not to a place of any kind of extreme discomfort. We're going to sweep over to the right, pause for a second, and then lift and sweep over to your left. Reach away from the hip and lift. Stay there, pause for a second, and really lifting out of your lower back as well. Sometimes when our hips get really stiff and tight, our lower back can also start to get pulled on. So just be mindful of that. Make sure you're breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Awesome. We're gonna lay it down on our back. We're gonna do just some pelvic movement to again get the hip extension and hip flexion going. So plant your feet right underneath your knees, neutral lower back, and you can press your arms wide here so you can really feel all of the pelvic movement. We're gonna roll our tailbone and pelvis up and then roll it back down. And then you're gonna arch your pelvis and tailbone back. So you're making a little space under that middle and lower back, and then return to neutral. Roll your pelvis up, back to neutral, tilt your tailbone back, back to neutral. As you roll your pelvis up, you are gonna feel your glutes contract, that's good. And then let them go. And then as you tilt your pelvis back, you're gonna feel your glutes relax, really relax. And center, one more time, tailbone up. Roll it down, and tailbone back, and release. Now, really find that neutral place with your pelvis. So you're not jamming your spine into the floor and you're not taking a big, big gap in your back. So just find neutral. There might be a little space in your back against the floor. Take your right ankle over your left thigh and just let that thigh drop open. So this might be an intense stretch for you already. I want us all to stay there, even if it's not really intense. You're letting your right knee open, but you're not letting your right hip drop and sink down. So you're keeping that pelvis aligned. And then stay here if this is intense enough, or you can hook your hands under your left thigh or over your right shin, left shin, and pull it in. And again, your back is staying neutral, so we're not rounding, we're not arching, we're right in the middle. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Breathe through your nose, one more. Plant your foot back down to the floor. Take your arms back open to the side, this time with your palms up. Now we're gonna reach the legs over to the left. So your left knee comes down with your right foot still on top. Take a breath in. And then come back to center on your breath out. And then move the legs over to the right. So your right knee is leading you over. You feel that internal rotation on that left leg. You might feel a lot of IT band kind of on the outer hip, opening up if your IT band is tight, if you're a runner especially. Over to the left, breathe in. Back to center, breathe out. And we're gonna go over to that right side again. Breathe in. And I want you to stay right here, breathe out. So your left leg is internally rotated. You're relaxing that thigh inward, yeah? Breathe into your back and hips. If you're gripping and tightening, you're protecting yourself from releasing, so really breathe deeply into that spot. It's safe for you to release here. One more breath. Slowly, slowly come back to center. Now plant your right foot down, take your left ankle over your right leg, and let that knee just open without shifting the hips. So check, is your pelvis still neutral? Can you keep your pelvis neutral and press your left thigh open? Good, and you choose, you can stay here or bring your hands under your right thigh or over your right shin and squeeze that, thread the needle, stretch in. Release that right foot down. Arms go back open. We let the right knee lead the twist of the legs. So knees, feet to the right. Breathe in. Come back to center. Breathe out. Rotate your legs over to the left. Breathe in. So you're getting that IT band stretch on that right side. Back to center. Breathe out. Over to the right, breathe in. Back to center, breathe out. Last time, to the left, breathe in. And we stay, breathe out. So just kind of try to gently soften that leg in even more. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Relax your feet, relax your lower back, relax your face, relax your shoulders. Take a breath in, and then come back to center, breathe out. And then take your legs side by side, slowly roll over to one side, and then sit yourself up. Okay, that was 10 minutes of juicy hip work. I hope your hips feel a little bit more open. You can add this to your weekly routine, especially if you're a runner. That's a great release for your IT band and hip flexors. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our in-studio channel.